Welcome, everyone, to our 3 questions in 3 minutes with our Power Women. And today I am joined by Paula Ávila-Guillen. She is the Executive Director of Women's Equality Center, which is a nonprofit that supports organizations in Latin America that are fighting for reproductive freedom and justice. Paula is also an international human rights attorney, and she has previously worked at the Center for Reproductive Rights, and she's been involved in the fight to decriminalize abortion in her home country of Colombia. And actually, in February of this year, Colombia's constitutional court ruled that abortion was legal up through the first 24 weeks of pregnancy. And I'd like to start there. Paula, what was it like being involved in this movement for so long, and what was it like to hear that February ruling?
Thank you so much for being here. It was really a moment that we thought will never going to happen. As an activist in an issue where you don't get victories very often, you are so used to lose that sometimes you are not as prepared to win. And even though we had had amazing victories in Argentina in December of 2020, we didn't expect such a victory in Colombia. It was a very emotional moment, a very emotional day. Where we were able to celebrate that the court was recognizing autonomy as a right and was also recognizing the abortion is an issue of public health, of human rights, of discrimination, because it affects disproportionately different people. And it was just a very beautiful and very democratic moment for all Colombians.
Yes, indeed. I can't even imagine that emotion. And I think that kind of joyous emotion is definitely a contrast to the emotion that a lot of women felt on June 24th of this year in the United States, when the United States Supreme Court ruled to overturn Roe versus Wade. So sitting with that contrast, what was that like for you to experience both of those kind of highs and extremely low lows? And how has that ruling by the United States Supreme Court also impacted your work at Women's Equality Center?
So that day was devastating. I cried most of the morning. I just couldn't believe a fight I have had for many years in many countries in Latin America, including my home country of Colombia. Now I will have to have here in the United States. I never expected that was something that I will have to take on, even though we knew from previous months and even from the moment that the court decided to take the case, the Supreme Court decided to take the case, that the result was not going to be necessarily a positive one. It still felt very awful the day the decision was issued. So after a cry, I remember all the victories that we have had in Latin America and say, okay, we were able to change laws in Argentina, in Colombia, and Mexico. We are able to do something here. And I just put my arms, put my green bandana and say, okay, what are we going to do? We have pañuelos, there's these green bandanas. Let's go to the march and start distributing them. Just me and my box and my husband and my son. And let's just start doing whatever we can to recognize that we need to fight here as much as we fought in our countries at home.
I want to talk about the green bandana as well. So what does it symbolize? Why are you wearing it?
Yes, it symbolized the fight for abortion rights. It was created originally in Argentina as a symbol of resistance, because it's something the women initially wear in their head, the mothers of the fight against the dictatorship in Argentina. But then it became green because green is the symbol of life and is the symbol of health. And we call it La Marea Verde. And it was something that afterborn in Argentina has taken over the reproductive rights and reproductive justice movement around the world. And now it's arriving in the United States. And I think sometimes we undermine the importance of symbols, but it really tells us that beyond where we stand in many multiple issues, we are standing what is right, and that is the right to women to choose whenever or not they want to continue a pregnancy.
So what are some campaigns and initiatives that Women's Equality Center is focused on right now? What are you working on?
So right now, after having supported the issues in Argentina, Mexico, and Colombia, we are still working on end the total abortion ban in El Salvador and a total emergency contraception ban in Honduras, and also in Dominican Republic. They are trying to continue with discriminatory law, so to keep a total abortion bans in Dominican Republic as well. So those are the countries where we are focusing on. We are also supporting some of the work in Chile right now. And at this point, we are trying to also unite forces and trying to share some of the lessons that we have learned in Latin America here in the United States. So we are also working with activists in the United States and with different movements to try to say, look, we are no experts in the United States, but we know what it has been working in these countries, and maybe there are some lessons that could help you right now to resist these battle days going on right now here in the US.
Yes, absolutely. To take what you've learned in other places and bring it home. Paula, thank you so much for joining me and for being a power woman. It's been an honor and a pleasure getting to know you.
Thank you so much for this invitation and for including me in this list.